Out of all Zeon's mobile suits, the Zaku 2 is by far the most recognizable. It was the first ever mobile suit to appear in any Gundam media whatsoever. The one-eyed grunt is iconic, just plain and simple. We've gotten a lot of good, high-grade Zakus in the past couple years. A lot of them have definitely come out in the much more recent times. So, especially since we're going to be getting a new Zaku with the brand new Gundam anime coming out in 2025, I decided that I would take a look at some of the best Zakus that are available right now and maybe crown a victor of the best high-grade Zaku 2. Welcome to the U Viewer Hercules channel. My name is Grant. Let's get right into the video. Welcome to the high-grade Zaku 2 competition. Today we'll be taking a look at 4 model kits to see which one will be crowned the king of the high-grade Zaku 2s. We'll be basing these on a couple of factors. Of course, my personal opinion will also be involved, but articulation, price points, availability, and all of the other things will matter in this competition. Let's look at the contestants. We got our first contestant right here, the Zaku F2. I have specifically chosen the Federation colors because there's already a green Zaku on this list. Our second contestant is the Origin Zaku mold. I could not leave out Char Aznavour, the Red Comet himself, the most iconic Zaku 2 out of this competition. Our third competitor is the Zaku 2 Revive. This one will definitely be a tough one to beat as Bandai puts almost all of their love and care into this kit. And finally, we have our most recent and arguably people call this one the revolutionary Zaku, the Zaku 2 Solari. These 4 model kits will be using all of their skills and tricks and gimmicks to fight to the death to see who will be crowned as the king of the Zaku 2s. Let's get right into the first contestant. So right here we have the Zaku F2. This kit released in around 2010, and for a older-ish high grade, this is a damn good kit. I mean, it has all of the articulation that you'd want from a Zaku, and honestly probably has some of the best weapons I have seen in probably almost all these Zakus. The Origin kind of does tie it for this, but this nice longer rifle with the straight mag, these really nice Shin missile launchers, is overall, this model kit is just extremely decked out with a bunch of weapons and probably has the best standard Zaku machine gun. However, I do have it with the longer rifle. This kit does have a couple issues, of course. It does not have everything paint. These should be gray, but overall, for a kit for its time, it is extremely impressive. It also does have, I think, one of my favorite heads of the smoother side. It has no detail on it. There's just a lot of variety when it comes to these kits. I also do have the green one. The green one sells out immediately at almost all my local hobby stores. They buy like 2 or 3. By the time I go in there, there's maybe 1 if I'm lucky to even see it. So this kit is pretty sought after, and it kind of makes sense. It is very nice. We are off to an amazing start. The baseline is already probably an 8 out of 10 model kit. This is going to be a pretty tough competition to see which Zaku 2 will crown the best high-grade Zaku 2. Let's get into the next one. Right here we have the classic Origin mold Zaku 2. Right here I have the Char Aznavour one. Once again, I also do have the green version. But this kit is iconic for a reason. It is super duper articulated for a Zaku 2. And you're pretty much just building a hyperposable action figure. Especially since this kit came out in 2012, it is already doing so much more than the F2. However, it does not have a better machine gun, I will admit that, and it does rely on a lot of stickers as well. There's a lot of white detailing. It didn't feel like it needed the detailing, but it is already a little bit plain. As well, you might be noticing this is a little bit less armored than the intro. The clip that held the bazooka snapped. It just exploded for some strange reason. When I was trying to pull it out, it's just snapped even more. So that's a little bit unfortunate. However, this kit just is really, really nice. The internals are making it a little bit loose. I've had this kit for a less amount of time than the F2, and this kit already does feel a little bit looser. However, it is still an amazing kit nonetheless. This is the iconic, this is the king. Can it be dethroned is now the question. So yeah, this is definitely the most iconic one. The Origin Zaku has been raved about for years, and for good reason. It's very, very nice. However, I mean, the Zaku 2s just keep getting better. So let's take a look at the third contestant. Our third contestant, we have the Revive Zaku 2, and it is no stranger to anybody that has this model kit to notice how amazing it is. I mean, it's in a crouching pose right now. That is pretty crazy. It really helps because it does have this really, really nice, almost rubberized material skirt. That just helps it pose so well. This kit's amazing. Everybody's raved about it. I do have a couple issues though. I don't really like the tubing being green. It feels like it just kind of gets flooded with the green. I much would prefer a gray. And also, I don't really like the head too much. That's just kind of more of a personal thing. And the guns kind of suck. This is the F2's machine gun. And just looking at it, it just looks so nice, amazing, beefy. It looks really, really nice. It is probably my favorite machine gun. This guy just has a lot of articulation. However, he's loosened up the most, I would say. And I got this guy pretty recently. I mean, this arm is just like loose. He's a little bit rattly, but that's not a big deal. But just this arm, both arms are very, very loose for some reason. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Overall, though, this kit is still amazing. Definitely a good rival for the Origin mold. They kind of both do separate things. How this is an anime accurate one, and by it being an anime accurate one, it does that job perfectly. So we have two rivals that do completely different things in excellent ways. Even with all of the looser joints, this kit is still pocket candy. So posable, so fun to get in all the dynamic poses it is able to. It is just overall a very, very nice kit. And this one will definitely be a hard one to beat and definitely a good rival for the Origin Zaku. Our last contestant, we have the most recent Zaku, the Zaku 2 F2 Solari. This kit is imposing. The aesthetic of this kit is amazing. I mean, even the head with that really, really nice tri-eye. Let me see if I can get a shine of light on that. It's just really, really cool. This kit is amazing, especially aesthetic-wise. It just looks intimidating. Very, very intimidating. The legs are also really cool with this brand new hose thing they use. The shield and the shoulder pad are very, very nice. And even the wool veers are really, really cool. However, this is the only version that exists. There is the P Bandai ones, and I bet you can make a standard green Zaku out of that. However, I really wish that they would just release the standard green version of this. They really need to release more kits from that show. Even though it was kind of okay, the mobile suit designs were very, very nice. It does have a couple of issues, though. I find it's a little bit harder to pose. I don't know if that's because it's stiff, but even like trying to hold the gun, it kind of has a hard time doing it because you're supposed to use this open hand for it. So I personally just prefer to have it holding it almost from the bottom, and that just works a lot better. So this kit is very, very nice. The articulation is very, very articulated, even for a beefy kit like this. It is the biggest out of the Zakus, by the way. So this is definitely a nice new contender to add to the high-grade Zakus, and it's very, very good as well. Here's a look at the final contestant, a very, very solid entry into the high-grade Zaku 2s. Now, we have the results, so let's get all these kits together and reveal which one is the best. And the results are in and finalized. This was definitely a tough competition. All of these kits brought their A game today and showed off what truly makes them special. So let's get to the lowest spot, number 4. In fourth place, this was really, really close to third place. I had to give it to the Zaku 2 Solari. This kit is still amazing, however, it just doesn't have enough recolors. It's a little bit weird to pose around, and it just didn't come with enough accessories for me to put it above these kits. Thank you, Zaku Solari, for coming out today. You put in your absolute A game, and don't get me wrong, you are still definitely an 8 out of 10 kit. For the number 3 spot, taking home that bronze medal, we have the Zaku to F2. This kit is really, really good. It poses nice, has a lot of accessories, has a lot of customizability. It is a solid kit. However, the articulation is still pretty minimum. It didn't come with a bazooka or anything, which is a little bit disappointing. And the other kits are just the best of the best when it comes to Zaku 2s. This is really, really good, but I would definitely not consider this one to be the best. In the number 2 spot, these kits were extremely close for taking home that gold medal. So unfortunately, it all just came up to personal preference, and I have to give the number 2 spot to the Zaku 2 Revive. This kit is impeccable, amazing. If you buy it, you will love it. I just have a couple issues with the anime design itself. It isn't anything against this kit. It is just, at this point, a personal preference. However, I do have the guns are not great, and I think the Origin definitely does excel at that, but this one definitely excels in the posability and the articulation. Thank you, Zaku 2 Revive. You fought your hardest, and you deserve the second spot. And the number 1 spot, the kit that fought the hardest and came in with everything it's had, the Zaku 2 Origin mold. If you watch my top 10 Gundams I built in 2024, you already know that the green one was in one of the honorable mentions. This kit just brings in so much, especially these two versions, the red comet version and then the green one that comes with everything. It brings in all of the accessories, all of the customizability. I mean, this one, I was able to customize it, give it a lot more black parts, give it that cool little forearm mounted thing, give it a command fin, make it a cool custom guy. And it definitely took me back to whenever I used to customize my Lego clone troopers. It just brought that wave of imagination back. This kit is extremely posable, very fun to build. It exceeds model kitting to just becoming an action figure once it's built. Nothing falls off. It is immaculate. Very well deserving of that number 1 spot. And that was a look at all of what I would consider some of the best high-grade Zakus. In all honesty, this was just a fun way for me to show off the brand new model kit I built instead of just doing a standard review. Of course, all these kits are still amazing. I picked the 4 best, and as I said, these are definitely very, very solid, and you can't really go wrong with any of them. I also want to say thank you all for the current supports, and I do apologize for any editing differences. I had to get a new app to edit on as mine was no longer available to me. Thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you have a good rest of your day.